Hey guys, Raymond here. Welcome back to another video. So, I thought for a while, I thought about doing something different for you guys. So, if some of you, my last video was my mountain bike video. Now, a lot of people ask me questions about my edits, so I thought, hey, might as well do an editing commentary for you guys. So, maybe also you guys can learn a few tips and tricks from some of the things I do in here that you guys can apply to your workflow. Before we get into this video, if you like it, please be sure to give it a like and tell me what you think. Maybe if I should start doing this after I make videos, because I'm thinking about doing more shorter videos, a lot more, and then maybe I'll do like commentary edits like a few days after or something. So if you guys want to see that, let me know down below in those comments, and without further ado, let's get started. Here we have my timeline. For those of you wondering, I am working in Premiere Pro CC, for those of you wondering. So if we start here, we have the beginning of the clip. So this is basically all my project files up here. So you have different folders for the different bike companies that we interviewed at Interbike, which was why we did this video. You got rider interviews, you got some B-roll, which is like all the main shots I used, really. And you got like your build in and out. So this is like my build right in here. And then my build out would be over here. So I have those to start off this video. So we can go ahead and play it. So I kind of wanted to start it out here. Just give it a little intro. So we have our little intro here, and then we have it, check this out, it cuts into a tighter shot, and then all of a sudden you get right in to the footage. So first off, let's go for music, because music is one of the most important things. So for the music, as you can see, I have this, which is the Apple's like don't blink thing, which I used the music from this. So for the whole theme of this video, I wanted it to be kind of more like upbeat, excited, and kind of fast tempo. And I think this song for the Apple video fit. It had some drops at sometimes it kind of got slow, and then it would speed back up, which kind of added a little bit to the video. But I think it kind of had a cool sound overall, which kind of gave it like an outdoor kind of feeling with some motion into it. So that's always important when you're editing, is music, because music determines the mood of your videos. So now the first shot I have is a helicopter shot. So this is actually cropped into 1080 because this is a whole 1080 project. But if I were to do full size, this is 4K because it was shot in 4K, but I just downscaled it to 1080, which gives me all that extra room to crop and stuff. So, which is great, because if you're shooting in 4K but you're exporting in 1080, you can shoot 4K but also have room to zoom in, which is, I think, is pretty cool. So we go to this shot, and so this was shot with my 85-300 FD Canon lens on my Sony A7, which all these shots in here are either shot on the Sony A7 or Sony NEX 6. Which is my dad's camera, which he has the 16mm Rokinon Prime. So we go from here. Another shot on my A7, which I thought this was a pretty cool shot. Now keep in mind, this is all a manual focus lens, this 300 lens. So I have to manual focus all of this going in through it, which I think it turned out well. So now here I add like a zoom, kind of zoom in and out as you can hear the music kind of, it's like a transition almost. It's right, if you guys are wondering what it is, it's called cross zoom. It's in your video transitions under zoom over here. Drag it on, make it short as possible, and just click. Which I think there's a difference between good transitions and cheap transitions, and knowing where to put them that makes your video either look bad or makes it look really good. So you don't want to overuse transitions, because that just makes your video look bad, but you want to use them in like the right spots. So we have a transition going into here. You know, this is a NES sequence. So what I did with this one is I had a slow-mo clip. This was shot at 60 frames per second with the 60mm Rokinon lens. This is it, no color grading, all flat style. So we have it slow motion, and then speed up, and then back to slow motion, which I like doing that a lot because it gives it kind of a little different amounts of motion to it, which kind of immerses you in it. This is the main shot. We go back over here. It's nested, so it stays as one clip. So when you color grade it, you don't have to color grade 3 clips. You just color grade this clip, and it works easy. So now over here was a little bit harder. So we have all these individual clips. I had to cut them up, find which ones went where. Some of them seem right, some of them didn't, so I had to swap out the ones that do seem right because there is like a fitting for them. This is actually a pretty cool shot because the mountains look so blue and everything. It just looks awesome. Now this was the hardest part, is when it starts speeding up. Go back and forth, add a little bit of black to it as it's going faster. So you can kind of see where I'm going with it. So this is really hard. You see all the beats here with the kick and snare. So you gotta kind of, what you do is you just lay down one piece, and then you just click you use your cut tool and just cut to every time you hear the beat. And all of a sudden you just start laying clips on top, deleting the parts you don't want, and then just adding them together. That helps a lot, and because they magnet right onto each other, it's so easy. But it's just finding the perfect shots. So here, then we have him getting a little air with some black. We have this person riding out, and then we cut to this guy. So since right here the music goes low, I thought, hey, might as well use slow motion right here, so you can see. And then once the music cuts back in, it goes to normal motion, which is pretty good. So you can see the NES clip go from slow motion here all the way to regular motion, which I nest my clips because it helps with color grading. Now here we have our drone shot, which is another one of my favorites. So if we go into the NES clip, you can see we have it. This is cropped all the way in. Now if I go to my effects, you can watch. So we have it here. We have it kind of fast, and then once we get over where it's cut, it slows down but also zooms out, which is another thing cool with 4K, because it's a 1080 project. You can go from 4K, you can go from crop 1080 and scale all the way out to 4K and not lose any detail. So if you guys can see, I keyframed it 100 normal position, and then as we're going out to where I wanted it to stop, and then zoomed all the way back out to where it was fine, and set the last keyframe. And so when you play through, it just zooms out and boom, it's like a cool helicopter pass by shot. And of course, nest that together, add a color grade to it, looks pretty cool. Just like some cool stuff. Got slow motion. So now my focus was to try show as much as possible in as little time as possible. So under every second I'd try cutting to a different clip. So it's always changing clips and moving to something else. So here we got another cool drone shot going through all like the other bike stuff, which was part of the show. So we got the last shot right here, the guy jumping out. Zooming in, and then as the cymbal's crashing out, that's when we have him kind of hitting the ground, and then boom, and then we have it. You see the fade, and then he talks, and that's it. So he says the outro, what it is, Interbike 2016, and done. And then we have a fade to black. One thing about audio, so one trick to editing audio, so you take your audio, you cut it where you want it to come in. So here, so we have it low right down here because he's talking, and then we want it to cut in because it goes right into the video. So we have it low, talking, and then we have it normal. And then all you do is just add like your audio fade over it, your constant power fade, and it just cuts right in. So you don't have to keyframe the audio, because some people like to keyframe it. Just cut, add the transition, boom. So if you guys do have any questions, please feel free to ask them down in those comments below, because that is what they're for. Okay? Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this. If you have enjoyed this video and you'd like to see more editing commentaries kind of like this, click that like button. Help support me. It helps me. Even if you click the dislike button, it helps. Okay? If you don't click anything, that doesn't help. Okay? That's how YouTube works. So if you're going to click one of the like or dislike buttons, it's going to help me no matter what. Okay? It helps me get in YouTube rankings. So, thank you guys for watching. Raymond Rahner. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.